Oh, I see. So the benefits are very different between the front and the back.
Does that make you want to play it again more?
No.
It is time for Pendulum. And this is going to be more of a first impressions video, not a full review, because I've only played the game twice. But I've already got a lot of thoughts about it, and spoiler, I don't think I'm going to be playing it again. So let's get into why. Now, first of all, I think the state of board game industry is just that there are too many games that are too good for me to want to play games that are just good. And I think that's what Pendulum is. It's kind of like the Rom-Com of board games, because when I'm not sure what to watch and I'm scrolling through Netflix, there might be a romantic comedy or some teen movie, coming of age. And I put that on and it's a fun movie, and I'm like, it wasn't a bad time, but it's not something I'm looking forward to watching again or like racing to tell people about. And that's kind of the same feeling I get from Pendulum. It's a game that it's a fun time. I've enjoyed the 2 plays I've had, and it's a solid kind of engine builder and got that real-time element with the sand timers, but it's not stand out on its own, something that I'm like looking forward to play or have a group I want to just run and show it off to and talk about it with. Phil also has some thoughts on it as well, and we've done a little bit of the playthrough.
I like rom-coms.
Yeah.
So it checks off a lot of the boxes of a typical engine builder. There isn't anything too unique about it, except for the real time. For this game, it kind of feels like more like the purpose of having a chess timer. Like, I'm not too sure who the target audience is. I guess that's how I feel. The reason why I looked forward to playing this game was I heard a lot about mentions of Soulken, and that's a game that I've been interested in for a long time. Just because I really like the idea of time being a whole different dimension to the game strategy.
Does that have any sort of real-time element to it?
No.
It just,
but it has the
time as part of the
gears
theme.
turning all together. Once you place a worker, and every round, you turn the gears so the workers advance a little bit further ahead.
So they like physically shove the workers? That's kind of cool.
And then as you turn more and more further on each track, the amount of resources or the benefit you can get out of them increases as well.
See, that sounds like a unique idea already. Phil mentions in our playthrough that we did that it's a shame, and part of it is that the theme just falls flat. It feels like it's there just to simply be art on a board game. Now, the actual game itself, you're just placing workers down, doing the things it says, gathering resources, which then you use those resources to do other things, to ultimately move yourself along the point track. And instead of 1 point track, there's 4, and they each have their own criteria to move. And so that's one unique element. It's not something that would bring you to play the game. The thing that really brings you, the hook, the thing that sets it apart, are the timers. Now, it's a little different from a game like Fuse. In Fuse, you are frantic and you are stressing out the entire 10 minutes you're playing that game. And there's definitely franticness and stress in Pendulum, but it's not the entire time. Most of the time, when you've understood the game and played it, you're just waiting. And then the stress is the moment you flip over a timer to take those actions, because you're kind of stuck. When you're waiting for timers, if you've placed your meeples or taken the actions already done, you're just kind of waiting to see when the next timer goes. That's when you do your next set of actions and set up for your next combination. But that's not enough to get me to want to really play this game over and over again or introduce it to my friends.
That much, huh? You don't feel like keeping it?
I don't think I'll have a time where I was talking about if, like, we have a few couples and a few friends that when they come over, we usually play a game.
Yeah.
And I was asking my wife, if that couple comes over, do you think this will be one of the options that we'll consider? And we're like, how about this couple? No, we'd rather play Quacks. Because we played it last time, they like it, there's so many more. Well, what about this couple? No, I kind of want to play a heavier, like Viticulture or Brass.
Is that couple us?
You guys never come over. Now, if I were going to a board game night, though, let's say I'm going to Phil's house and he really wants to play Pendulum, I'd be happy to. It's a fine game. I love a good rom-com every once in a while. So those are my first impressions of Pendulum, and as for a review, this is probably as close as I'm gonna get to a real review because I don't really see myself playing this anymore. Now we do have a few copies of this. We've given one away and we have another one that we're giving away, and we're not doing that quite yet. So subscribe to find out when we're giving a copy of Pendulum away, or go to boardgameatlas.com/giveaways where we have a list of every giveaway that ever exists online, including the ones that we do partnering with others, and you can win some cool games or have a chance at doing so at least. So check that out, and I'll catch you in the next video.